Ladies and gentlemen, it is with a great honor and pleasure that I can once again welcome you to another CSC stream. This one is obviously a very special one. You see myself and T Noodle on camera tonight. Just before we get into anything else, this game is going to be observed and produced and streamed and all those wonderful things by Shade, who we appreciate the guest appearance on the CSC observing staff. Once again, I am feeling absolutely friggin' magnificent tonight. I am so excited for this prospect matchup. We've been watching these games so far, so good. Tonight is no exception. T-Noodle, I mean, I've been asking it these whole playoffs long. How you feeling, my friend? Look at that smile. My
Oh,
God.
man, I'm looking at your face right now. Just when you're talking, I'm like, oh man, that's the face he makes.
That's
It's
the
kind of
face.
cute. But anyway, this game, it's huge. It's really awesome. We've seen really good play. I mean, I think it's the most competitive we've actually seen CSC been in. I mean, we're at our seventh season now. We had huge growth this off season, and just the balance of teams in these playoffs has been amazing. Uh, I mean, the Team Flash going in as the number one team in prospect, and then Ronin were the sixth ranked team, the last team to make the prospect playoffs. So it's really David versus Goliath here.
A real underdog story for sure going into this one. Like you said, Team Flash, I want to say they went, what was it now, 8-3 in the regular season. So absolutely dominating. And the Ronin were the last team to make it into the prospect playoffs, going 6-5. So it was a real tight squeeze for them. They barely made it in, really recovered late in the season. That's when they really started to perform and show off. And right, they 2-0'd their competition all the way through the playoffs. It's been a really good run for them. If you want to look at ratings quickly as well, everyone, apart from I think one player, has actually improved their ratings, if not by a good 5-10 points going into the playoffs. So it's obviously the Ronin coming in to this one in full form, in full force. And Team Flash, though, nothing to put your nose up at any for sure. They've been playing well all season, and actually a surprise, perhaps not a surprise, is a former teammate of mine in the form of Supreme is actually popping off this playoffs for his team. He was, I want to say, yeah, he had a rating of 1.01, so just above 1 in the regular season, and he comes into this finals now with a playoff rating of a 1.21. So he's essentially gone and become their most valuable player in about 2 best of 3s. So lots of changes for both of these teams coming in this finals. Tino, do you want to maybe give us what the map vetoes / what the map picks and bans are going to be for tonight's best of 3? If you may, there, just pull it up on your second screen.
Yeah, the map picks and bans right here. We actually have the Order of the Samurai, the Ronin. They actually picked Nuke, so that's what we're gonna be playing first. The second map was picked by the NA Nades, which is gonna be the Team Flash, which is gonna be Overpass, and then it's gonna be Mirage. So we got Nuke, we got Overpass, and we got Mirage. Three great maps
Beautiful.
and two great teams. And like you said, Supreme's been killing it these playoffs. He absolutely dumpstered my wonderful team in the semifinals. uh, he wasn't supposed to frag, and he went ahead and did, and so that's been a really big turn of events for them. And then on the side of the Ronin, it's been Beanogs absolutely killing it in playoffs. He went from a .96 in the regular season to 1.17, just absolutely coming
Wow.
alive for the Ronin. And man, just everyone on that side has to feel good to have that man on their team right now.
Yeah, for sure. I guess we can talk quickly while we're still waiting for players to trickle into this wonderful 1v1 lobby we have before we get into Nuke here. The Ronin 2-0'd both the Mathematicians and Category 5 to get here. We watched, I want to say, one of those matches. It was the Mathematicians, I want to say. I completely forget, though. It was a few days ago now, but we did see
No,
a
we
few of those
watched.
matches. No?
Yeah, we watched the Ronin take on the
Category 5.
Category 5. Yeah,
Okay, that's the one
and
we
that was the game
watched.
with the two subs just going freaking crazy.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. But yeah, they 2-0'd and they were pretty clean wins, I want to say. There were, some dicey moments, but the Ronin did pretty well. They looked strong. And like you said before, Team Flash first 2-0'd the Assassins, and then they won an absolute heartbreaker of a game against the Spaghettis to find themselves finally here after so many regular season games, after 2 best-of-3s now, after just a lot of work. Well, I guess not. Yeah, well, 2 best-of-3s. They didn't technically 2-0 the Assassins, right? I guess that's a bye because they were at top of the tier, but
Yeah,
nonetheless,
they had a bye. Yeah.
technically it's not a 2-0, but it is still. Or am I crazy? Someone in chat telling me if I'm completely crazy. I'm sure that's going to happen many times over this evening as we hopefully get into this one anytime soon. All 5 players from each team are in the server at the moment, so we should be getting into some action pretty soon. T-Noodle, I'm a man of breaking tradition, and I love, trying to bet to see who's going to take this game. What are your, fake CSC dollars bet on this evening?
I mean, it's an interesting game, right? I mean, we had the Ronin, who in theory are the defending champions. Last year they had a player named Chutang, who kind of just dominated, and now he's an elite player. He was brought up, uh, but I believe it's 4 returning players, and so I mean it's just a solid squad. But Team Flash has just been absolutely brilliant throughout the season, and I would estimate that Team Flash is going to win, even though the Ronin are the defending champs. So to
Yeah. And guess what? And this is not even planned. We didn't talk about who we were going to pick. I'm going to have to go. And for once in my godforsaken life, I'm going to have to stand a samurai team. I can't listen. I can't believe it. My hands are in the air. We gotta look at somebody here and say, Ronin are going to take it. That's what I believe. 2-1 victory for the Ronin, the underdogs. But ladies and gentlemen, more importantly than our picks is the fact that we are actually getting into this one right now. The team knife round is happening, and we're going to get right into this one. The knife round that doesn't matter because they're all just knifing each other.
Yeah, like we said earlier, this is the pick of the Ronin. So Team Flash did decide to start CT side on this map. I mean, it's a lot of firepower on the way to Team Flash. They've had lots of people with high ratings throughout the whole season. So I would just anticipate that they're going to bring it again here and locking it down on a map like Nuke, which, I mean, they smashed my team, the Spaghettis, last week on. So I think they can do it again here.
Yeah, well, let's see it. We're going to get right into this one. Round number 1 on Nuke. Ladies and gentlemen, the Prospect Grand Final. Here you have it. Once again, my name is Max. If you had somehow forgotten in the past 5 minutes, T-Noodle will be joining me for this one. Nuke starting off very slow. A double nade in towards Trophy. Doesn't find any targets quite yet, but now the push is on. The gas pedal being pushed down. Ronin out around the corner, able to trade into that first one, but able to find 2 kills, and they're already down to the bottom sites. Team Flash has to react quickly. Already has players down into single door. King Willie here, ready to swing. Butterdog with the back turn. Doesn't find the kill. Eventually does around the side of the doorway. Shoots into Stin as well, but those bullets miss, and it will actually be only now Annex all alone in a 1-on-3. Bomb still yet to be planted. It just goes down. USPS. Full armor. Hits that first headshot cleanly. Has to duck in and around. Has found the info now that there's no one playing close. Swings into the first and actually gets Benog down so low. And Benog swinging in for info. They're both so low. And Annex has to reload. 7 bullets left. So much to do. So little time. Finds Benog. Now with 0 bullets. Has to pull out the knife, and Annex, not quite aware, goes for the USPS, but there is no time. There is a kid, however, in the back pants of Annex here. Double door swings open, but there is, like I said, no time. And the first round of this best of 3 is going to go for the Ronin.
Man, that's just crazy. I can't believe that Annex was able to bring it that close. The spacing of the Ronin was a little bit weird, albeit they did save up on a little bit of time. Annex had to take a long time to retake that site, but it was just all around a good push from them. Just digging the trades in over towards ramp and just continuously just being able to take the site, take the fair battles there, and they're up 1-0 because of it.
Utility now brought out for the Ronin pretty heavily. They've all opted. Oh, but the aggression from Team Flash, I wasn't even looking, has already found them an upgraded pistol and 2 kills. An upgraded pistol, an upgraded weapon, that is, in the form of a MAC-10. Galil in the hands of King Willie as well, and so much HP to work with here, and actually a man advantage as well. It only lasts for a second. And Greg only on 6 HP makes this still difficult. Greg actually faking that control push. Trying to bait out some kind of a reaction from the Ronin. But all the players from both sides now spread around the map. King Willie, looking for information, is going to run directly into the crosshair. Beanogs, but you thought it's King Willie. That Galil doing damage. Goes down into secret, and of course, as I thought he was going to fall, he picks up a clean 2K, and suddenly the Ronin, after being up in the round in pretty much every way imaginable, are now down 3-1. 2 very low HP players. King Willie only on 9 HP. Holding this bomb, Icarus. Oh, the timing is everything. Will manage to secure the bomb, but with only 18 seconds left, has to make a choice, decides the bottom site it'll be. Out single. No one really here to contest, unless they take too long. 10 seconds now. Bomb will be planted. With 5 seconds remaining, double or swings open, and King Willie is there after missing a little bit of a spray. Does clean it up. And that'll actually find Team Flash their first real quick.
Yeah, King Willie was able to get a nice 4K and that's really awesome. I mean, he was a mid-season acquisition by them. But as you saw, and as I was a little bit pointing out earlier in the pregame, they have a lot of good firepower and a lot of good team play. So when they hit that little split into lobby, they were able to just find a handful of guns, a handful of people from the Ronin, and then just use those guns to just grind out that round. And now they counter, and now they're forcing the Ronin to save as it's 1-1.
1-1. And yeah, the Ronin really throwing away a second round there. Butterdog out through Squeaky. Does manage to find a back for a moment there, but it's going to be these players running in through Mini instead, who are just going to line up, and King Willie is going to continue what he started in the last round. Find 2. Apache with 3. Close out a quick third round.
Yeah, the Ronin had a really good chance to split on the guy Mini there, but the Mini player for Team Flash was able to back out just enough time, able to allow his teammates a little bit of assistance, just to be able to hammer that down, and they only lost 1 guy, and that's going to be good for their economy. Now we're looking at the first gun round between both these teams, so interesting to see how the Ronin want to take the outside.
Lots of utility here to defend for the Flash, and Ronin with a little bit less really have to make it count, especially if you're going to be taking outside. No op in play quite yet, and actually a MAC-10 in the hands of Annex could be problematic if they manage to get into any long-range fights. Front smoke is good, and Apache does get 1 as they cross down Secret Supreme already here in the Molotov. I didn't even see it thrown, but Beanogs with such low HP after being spammed down from Apache will fall. And now as we get into the middle stages of round number 4, 3-on-3, nearly just for a second, 2-on-2 now, as they are able to trade cleanly out onto this site. Butterdog here now, as Greg rotates in from heaven. Opts to play it very slow and actually to flank. Oh, the timing. Supreme manages to sniff Icarus out, and now that's the bomb dropped. Butterdog as well, gonna fall from heaven, and what a wonky round there. Team Flash able to pick up their 3rd of the half.
Yeah, wonky is really the only way you can define that. Ronin had a good idea of what they wanted to do, but with limited utility, outside was a little bit tough, and the duels kind of went both ways. And then one by one, these small fights started happening, and these 1v1s, and Team Flash just won it out. And now we look at Ronin on another save round due to not having that bomb plan.
Yeah, interesting early stages from the Ronin here. Looking a little shaky, nothing too coordinated quite yet, and it's going to continue to fall apart, at least for a quick moment. The bomb does manage to get down Secret despite a very little amount of utility. and they're going to continually just get picked off here. Now the bomb dropped well within the sight of CT players. Stin tucking in, looking for at least one kill. Greg has to be fully aware. The flash comes through, and Greg does manage to get down in the no-scope from Apache. Stin missing those early bullets. Could have played time, but decided to spray and pray.
Yeah, Team Flash knew he was going down there, but Stin just missed a couple there, and thankfully for Team Flash, that's all of them for surviving there in another solid gun round. And we're looking at only the 6th round of the game, but we're looking at Greg on 11K, Annex on 8K. The money's just stacking for the Team Flash due to not losing many people on these gun rounds.
Op still in the hands of Apache. I was alerted, by the way, before the game started to make sure to pronounce Shusho's name correctly, as there have been certain casters who shall not be named who have been mispronouncing that, and I was told very, very defiantly that it is Shusho, and somehow the Ronin have got down onto this bottom site already, and Beanogs very sneakily is going to walk their way all the way over into lockers. Beanogs finds a first kill on this flank. Shusho playing around this bomb here, but the real action is now in towards hell. Beanogs and Shusho, and there you have it. Ronin find two, and again, a very kind of disjointed push there leads to them getting around.
Yeah, very solid map control as them. As we've seen them on many of these rounds, they like to take a lot of that outside presence. And sure enough, this time it does work for them. But the Team Flash do have a lot of money. So they'll buy this round and have a full buy this round. And just hopefully they can shut them out and reset the Ronin here.
A reset would be great, but that opening from Stin is going to make that perhaps a distant thought. Greg also now holding an op. Actually, not a holding. Not also. Apache did manage to trade it over. Greg completely blinded off of that corner, and two Ronin players managed to get down, but outside the action continues. Butterdog. Oh no! Apache swings into Beanogs. As that bomb gets planted now, the 3-on-3 low HP on Apache. And all three players now tucked in towards ramp. This is definitely going to be a surprise to the Ronin, who are looking elsewhere around the map. Shusho needs to find at least one here. Can't just get taken out. That molly misses. Shusho, good for the first. Greg misses that close shot and goes for the no-scope, but it's going to be Shusho for a second from Dark. Annex, the last alive in a 1-on-3, has to find Shusho, does, but with such little time left, has to go for the stick, and, well, that gives the perfect opportunity for Butterdog to swing in.
Yeah, that was just really good post plants over there by the Ronin. I mean, it's a 3v3, but Shusho being in that cubby and it not being planted for him, they kind of just left him to fend that 1v3 by himself, just bait out the players, bait out as much as he can, and then sure enough, a little bit of help came in at the end just to eliminate the remaining players. And now we're looking at Team Flash's economy dwindle down here, the last of their little buy money here, and this is a huge round for them where they're going to be forced to save.
Butterdog, and it looks like, well, not much of the Ronin will be able to buy into this next round, but certainly economically, just as the meta dictates, the T's will still be okay going into this next one. Butterdog spam through King Willie, my god! Someone vac check this guy, gets the second one through the door. Absolutely unbelievable scenes from King Willie, gets caught with the smoke out, unfortunate for him. But that through the smoke kill, we're going to have our arbiters take a look at for sure, I'm sure. Defensive smoke from Annex as the Ronin are going to hit, and again through the smoke. Annex does get traded out now. 3-on-2, Team Flash advantage. As that bomb is planted, it's not great positioning. Somehow Shusho wins that fight down to 22 HP, and Apache tucked in towards Asia right now. Supreme onto the site to help out as well, but Beanogs around the corner, 1 HP left, and Apache suddenly clutches the 1v2, or I guess the 1v1.
Yeah, that was just a lot of swings and sways going on that round. Yeah, at one point, you thought Team Flash was surefire going to win that round, and then you thought Ronin had it locked down, and then at the very end, Team Flash, once they dwindled enough HP, they were able to pick up that 5th round, but due to only one surviving, their economy is going to be very unstable once again. They're going to have to string a lot more together. And I mean, it's new. They're starting CT side. though it being such a CT heavy map, they're gonna need as many rounds as they can here.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that it's a CT heavy map because I find a lot of the times, oh my god, King Willie absolutely continuing to dominate outside, watching the edge of the smoke. But before King Willie so rudely interrupted me, it's actually interesting in Prospect. I would say that really team and utility heavy maps, such as Nuke, such as perhaps Vertigo as well, it really favors the Ts in the sense that it's hard to get good CT setups, especially in Prospect, when the utility maybe knowledge isn't quite there, that the team play isn't quite there. So definitely an opportunity for any Prospect player or team to excel on a map like Nuke due to, well, the fact that perhaps people don't know the map super well. Early bullets traded, Beanog's down to 4 HP, but they'll find themselves a kill to make this a 4-4. King Willie gets 2 in the vents drop. Annex going to chime in for a third, and that leaves poor old Stin in a 1-on-4 now.
Yeah, I mean, King Willie's been absolutely lighting it up today, really showing up. He got his beauty sleep, he got his aim, he got everything going on before this game. And he's really showing up to this finals ready to roll.
Ready to roll. Stin is flanked all the way around now, and King Willie, well, all the rating in the world isn't going to save you from this one, especially when Stin has spotted his barrel. Oh my god, King Willie, as soon as Stin didn't swing into that one, that's when I was worried that it wasn't going to go over quite so well, and it did not. Team Flash now on to 6. Great defense of the upper site. King Willie managing to find 2 players as they go down into the vents.
Yeah, King Willie just being such a rock on that A site, doing a lot of early damage every round. Really helping out Team Flash.
Oh no, 4 players and a 5th as they push through that smoke. Team Flash, well, 7, quick as you like.
Absolutely, and this is what I was referring to earlier. I mean, we saw it a little bit last week, but Team Flash is a very good team. I know we talk about these tiers, how there's Prospect, Challenger, Elite, but CSC Prospect is different this season. There's a lot of structure, a lot going on between the tiers in terms of helping people improve. And I've seen Prospect grow so much this season, and we're seeing Team Flash be a perfect example of that.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of NA Nades being the franchise, I want to really commend them for their utility knowledge, especially in the last series that we watched and had the pleasure of casting. But it's been a really strong series in a playoff for them. And right there, we get to see some of the utility going in. Players and kills traded each way. 3-on-3 now, but the bomb is dropped outside of Mini. King Willie not going to win that 1v1. Shusho going to be flanked. Supreme up from Secret. And now Annex tucked in on this site. He's kind of stranded here, especially if Stin and Icarus are able to combine. But the aggression from Annex is going to put him in a good position, especially if Stin wants to walk by, but Annex creeping around, lurking around, not giving them any info that they don't need to have. Now, going to swing out, finds the back Icarus, and finds the kill as well. Supreme, perfectly timed. And Annex and Supreme in the 2-on-2 make it happen, just like that.
I mean, look at that. You had Annex and Supreme in that 2v2, 2 players who've played together for a long time. They're both looking around, have no idea where these players are at. And then Annex takes that first swing, knowing the second player is probably around there, looking and trying to hope and trade for Annex. Supreme takes that information and just decides to peek off of it. And sure enough, there's a player with his complete back turned. And that's a 8th round on the board and a timeout called for the Ronin, which is absolutely needed here. They're getting just stomped out of this map here.
Team Flash confirmed to be picking up the half. With that 8th. Ronin, still lots of chances to at least find 5. 5 is probably the bare minimum they would need as we get into round number 12. They have a few chances now, 3 to be exact, to turn this around. They've gone actually for an interesting decision here. 3 AKs have been bought up, and Stin and Icarus both. Wow, Butterdog. I mean, the smoke kills this map have been insane, and they're just going to hit the top site, and they're going to absolutely do it to perfection. 2 quick kills. Turn this into a 3-on-2. 3 AKs is all they're going to need. Apache making it close, and Greg swinging out, going to find the completely blind bomb planter, and also going to find Stin. Team Flash hitting everything right now.
Yeah, Team Flash is hitting everything. That was a 2v3. Definitely should have been closed out that round while they were still trying to get the bomb plant, but 3v2 advantage, you really want to close those. And I hate to point out a player like this, but going into this game, Stin was not a very highly rated player, and he's struggling a little bit here for the squad. I mean, so is Icarus, but everyone is against this Team Flash hammer that's going on right now.
Yeah, Stin right now, 2-11. T-side can be a struggle, especially on a map like Nuke, especially against a team like Team Flash. Ooh, oh, Tech9 dinks. You love to hear that sound. Annex down to 2 HP now. Apache missing those shots over the top of the box. King Willie not going to miss. However, he does get traded out just like that, and as much as the Team Flash have an advantage here, they have to be careful. Annex only on 2 bullets now. Two bullets, 2 health. Will fall. Those 2 kills come through, and that find Icarus now. Last alive, Tech9 in hand, 52 HP. Apache, unaware of the timing. Icarus, oh, you do it. Go for the knife kill. Please go for the knife kill. Oh, no. The timing is so good, and Icarus does it. The knife comes out. It won't matter. That's a moral victory, to be sure. Team Flash, however, going to find double digits, and no moral victory in the world is going to stop the pain of double digits in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at these teams, granted, we said it's most of the time it's a CT-sided map. You saying in Prospect it's a T-sided map, but they're just nothing in the world will lead me to believe that Ronin can match the team play on this map that the Flash is showing out.
Yeah, they have certainly been showing up. They know their utility, they know their lineups, they know their positioning, and it's just been, as some people have said in the chat so far, it's been a really nice team game to watch for Team Flash. It's in the name, and they're doing it. Ronin do get down secret now. Takes a few shots. Butterdog down to 12 HP, and every single time the Ronin have been let down into this bottom site, Team Flash has done such a good job of defending it. King Willie has to dip and dive around the edges of the vents, but he does get support in the form of Annex and Supreme. 5 HP on Icarus is all that remains between Team Flash and an 11th. And there it is. Ronin would love to get their hands on Zonic's Law here and pick up a 4th.
Yeah, I mean, you pointed it out that round. King Willie was stuck in a little tight spot there, and Annex coming there to save the day, just making sure that he's not stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I feel like that's what we've been seeing Team Flash. We talk about the team play, we talk about everything, but it seems like they really know where everyone's at and what everyone's doing at all times. And it's just proving to be extremely crucial to this dominant advantage they have right now.
Finally, a full gun round here. Utility is looking a little light, but that's okay. As long as you can hit your shots. It's Apache, though. Gonna be finding that opening. King Willie once again. How many times do I have to say it? He's able to hold on to Squeaky and Vents. And Supreme, the aggression from ramp. It's perfectly timed. The Ronin are caught with their pants down once again. And now Beanog's so low. He's going to get taken down. I mean, the 100 and 200 damage, whatever Apache just did to Beanogs, is going to be more than enough to fell that tree. And despite the bomb being on the back of Butterdog, he has so much to do. Finds the first, nearly finds the kill onto King Willie, but won't happen. And the Team Flash with a very dominant nuke. And, well, they're on to take this map pretty cleanly.
Yeah, very dominant nuke so far, and King Willie sitting at the top with 133 ADR, 240 utility damage. He is just absolutely milking it over in the mini position over on nuke. And now as we switch to T side, it'll be interesting to how the team play is. Looking at Team Flash, just on these T side takes and where the headspace is for the Ronin. If they're able to just turn this around, start this pistol round off hot, and just go from there.
I believe the term is ballin'. Team Flash absolutely balling going into the second half. They're now on the T side, and as they look to do a vents drop, it looks like the molly is here, and they are going to get held off. So this, right, already, Team Flash's T-side strats and their calling is going to be tested. Although they will just go out, hit the A site, Stin the first to fall, and Beanog's on site is good for one. Shusho, not good for anything, and just like that, Icarus all alone with a lot to do, and 3 almost full health players would have to hit some nasty headshots. Gonna swing out, finds the first one, gets weirdly smoked off. 3 bullets, though, in the clip. Doesn't go for the reload. Hits that cleanly, my god, only 2 now. 1 is all he needs to make this the 4th round. And no way, he just sticks it. Oh my god, and he does. The reload comes through, but the Ronin find their 4th, and Team Flash, they're gonna want that one back. I love the defuse kit buy, and I love that 4th for the Ronin.
I mean, that's what you need for the Ronin. I mean, that was just absolutely incredible. That, I'm just so distracted for this. But
Don't plan on kit.
Yeah,
nice.
No, but that was just great that he's able to do that. Albeit the Flash still dominated for the most part that round. The fact that it was snuck away, that's gonna hurt and lift the spirits up for the Ronin, which is greatly needed.
Gets them back into this one immediately. That 12-4 scoreline suddenly doesn't seem so large if you can win rounds like that, and especially if you're going to get an opening like that. Icarus already down. Butterdog playing the edge, but already 2 Ronin players are down. It has been stemmed, at least for a moment. Supreme, again, playing that lurk role so well, able to get up through ramp, and well, there you have it. Butterdog falls as well. Beanog's claws one back, but the bottom site now firmly in control of the T's. Team Flash have dropped 2 players, pretty much not for free, and especially if Beanogs is going to swing in from ramp like that. Information, though, in the hands of Annex now. Knows where Stin is. Good for that first. The molly burns only a few points of damage into Annex. Now, sound, once again, given to Annex. Beanogs, no idea where he is. Double doors, still the position. Molly comes through. Annex has to make a decision. Does he go and wait for this? Goes through the molly. Beanogs, once again, is gonna win this one with a smart play in the double doors. Good Molotov and good defuse.
Yeah, a great play to clutch it out for Beanogs. Getting their 5th round, which is very crucial, but once again, a bomb plant for the Team Flash with the loss they started on by losing that initial pistol round. They're going to be able to buy again here. And honestly, arguably, it's going to be similar, if not... You know what, never mind. Team Flash decided to buy Tech 9s. They want all They had enough for a bunch of AKs, but said, you know what, let's let the Ronin save a little bit of money.
Yeah, we'll give him a fighting chance. We'll make him think, you know, they got something in this one. But once again, Team Flash, well, they're gonna stick to it, stay all 5 together here, gonna swing out into ramp, and there's not a single Ronin player here to do anything about it, unless Shusho. Good for that first and a second. Beanogs through the smoke, and Greg actually gonna get taken out from behind, and oh no! Why would you push through a smoke like that? I guess we'll have to ask him in the post-game. Supreme trades bullets into his teammate, and the Ronin, after being up by so much, lose 2 players on the aggression. But Stin, here to stabilize things. It's the head of Greg. MAC-10 in the hands of Supreme, and not quite too much utility here to work with. Played slowly around the corner. Stin nearly gets taken out. I love the jump play, but Supreme, it's not going to work in this one. Round number 18 in the books. 12-6 Team Flash.
I mean, the Ronin did win that round, but after doing what they did, they absolutely deserve to lose this game. It's a 5v2 on a save round. You don't need to hunt these players down, and you decide to push a smoke when you know the players are there. That's just extremely irresponsible in a game where you're down by this much. You need to be managing your economy, and it seems like the Ronin just don't care.
Definitely some risky plays coming out. A tag through a box is going to make Annex at least second guess his aggression for a moment. Although we all know Annex, and we know it's about to come straight back out again. There it is. Annex around the corner. Lots of smokes, lots of utility. Apache and Greg around the edges. Annex needs to be careful. Has been tagged already once. Can't show a leg or a toe here. Annex swinging and Icarus missing. Gives him another lease on life just for a moment. And now the utility is here, but Beanog's over from towards Locker, and Icarus hitting that one. 2 quick kills. Ronin still all alive. All 5 players, at least for just then. Beanog's as well. It's a wall bang, I believe, through Big Red, and the boost from Shusho. I nearly said Shusho. My bad. When you're watching the VOD back, Shusho, I did my best, okay? Icarus. 12 HP, but King Willie would need to find, well, a hope and a prayer here to even find any kills. Waiting for some kind of aggression. Bomb dropped outside, and King Willie, I guess we can just talk about him if he's just going to sit here. 20 and 12, just by the way.
I don't know if I agree with the save here. the rest, well, I mean, I guess they're going to be able to have 2 other AKs, but their economy is going to be light if they buy around this.
Yeah, not the most utility, but it's actually not as bad. Annex is really the only one here who has to buy a Galil. Could be a lot worse for the Team Flash and Ronin. I mean, they were going to have everything they wanted anyways, so it really came down to whether or not he wanted an AK or a Galil. Willie opts for the AK and full utility, so the save does work out. Very early default. Aggression from Icarus nets him a quick kill. He's going to duck back in and around this smoke here as these outside smokes are thrown. Holding utility. That Molotov going to stave off Supreme Aggression just for a moment, but Icarus still close, and they have to know that now. That piece of utility gave away his position just like that. Greg up over the boxes. Butterdog in and around Mini. Finds that one after a little bit of help from his old pal Shusho, who's going to pick up a kill for himself as well. Butterdog completely blinds himself. Stared into the sun for a quick moment. Greg around the corner, gonna catch Butterdog with the pin pulled. Now Greg in through Mini. Falls just as quick as he got that other kill, leaving King Willie once again, this time with the bomb on his back. But once again, in a 1-on-3 clutch situation. The aggression from Ronin could be punished here if they give him the 1v1s, and they won't. And now the Ronin, well, I believe that's a few in a row now. 5 in a row, I want to say, for the Ronin. But we all know I can't do math. Most of all, Crispy knows that.
They won all the rounds this half so far. These last 2 rounds have been a good numbers surviving. And sure enough, they're only 4 rounds apart now. And the economy finally starting to stabilize for the Ronin. So they do have room to work with if they can just continue bringing in a couple. And it looks like Team Flash is going to be saving now again. So this should be 12-9 going forward here. They've made a game out of it.
They really have. Team Flash now quaking in their boots. They thought they were playing around with a bunch of toddlers, but in fact, it's a bunch of bears. They find a quick 5 rounds in a row, the Ronin do. But a pace change from Team Flash could throw a wrench into the Ronin CT plans here. Greg all the way up to Big Red. Nearly spots the back of Butterdog. It's not going to be good for too much, though, and especially with Icarus flanking here. They're going to show that outside is completely clear. Although this heavy lean by the Ronin towards outside, well, at least it was for a moment. King Willie, opening clean is so killing, so is the second one. The team kill gonna come through. Call it a 3K, I guess we can. Apache with that P250. And King Willie, my God, signed, sealed, and delivered the ace site, courtesy of the King. Shusho, nice, around the corner. Good for the first and the second. Supreme, all that's left between Shusho and the defuse. My God. King Willie, the team kill makes it a 3K. Team Flash, now 3 rounds separate them and a tie game. And the Ronin, I mean, they're putting the fear of God into the Team Flash now.
Yeah, Shusho had a great play right there. Timing that reload and just peeking off that. The guy on site wasn't ready for it because he was expecting his teammate to watch him. And 1, 2, 3, they were out. And great recovery.
Great recovery, yeah. Ronin still alive, still kicking, still fighting. More than that, absolutely thriving on this CT side. Certainly not struggling as of yet. Greg through the doors, misses that first op shot, but some shotgun opping is in order if they want to find any of these kills. Butterdog ticked down to 67 HP, and Stin took some damage as well through that door, but so much damage has been traded through Squeaky as of yet. Annex also down quite low, and, well, the Opper and Greg took a few bullets. But very, very passive, as we've already clicked down below a minute left in round number 22. A good defensive smoke from Butterdog is going to hold off this push for even longer. The utility is here, but King Willie has to go through a smoke, and that's going to give Butterdog a great position to find a kill and lots of damage. Beanogs as well from heaven. They're able to trade effectively, and it's a great A defense. My God, they nearly lined up. I would have been yelling all the way home if he had hit that one, but unfortunately, no luck.
And now, out of nowhere, that's 10 rounds on the board for the Ronin, really making a game out of this map pick of theirs. And look at their economy. Looking beautiful as ever. They're ready to continue stringing in a couple. They have some insurance, and now it's just ready to just rock and roll. Keep the ball rolling here.
Speaking of rolling a ball, this Team Flash ball is going to roll all the way into ramp, but Shusho once again hits us 2 shots. Make it a third with the P250.
Fourth.
Again, it's a fourth. He's on for the ace. I thought Beanogs managed to claw one away from him there, but no, it's all Shusho, all ramp, all day. Bomb is dropped as well, so Shusho really just has to play the angle here. Apache swings into him.
And that's an ace.
There is the ace, and that's what I asked for. I just want to say, I asked for an ace. I went in there. I went in the Ronin Discord, and I said, guys, I want an ace. That's a fact. They'll back you up, okay? That's a fact. I went in there and I said I want an ace, and there you go. Shusho heard me.
I mean, Shusho was their highest rated player during the regular season, and now this game and this comeback so far, he's made it the Shusho show, and it's 12-11 now.
Somehow the vents drop worked. I don't even know how. Beanogs only managed to find Supreme, though the team already is here to back up. Clean shots from Greg has pushed Shusho off the corner, and that kill on the upper site as well is going to make this retake that much harder, especially if y'all are going to be hitting Tech 9 shots from such a distance, and the utility King Willie. My God. Icarus and Butterdog make it just Icarus. And, well, make it absolutely no one. Team Flash win an eco.
They do win an eco, and that's big. I mean, I know we were talking about how the Ronin have been stringing together rounds, and sure enough, they're still going to buy. But because of such a heavy lead from that first half, starting 12-3, just one round there makes them that much closer, that much more in sniffing range of that match point. So it's just going to be a real bloodbath to the end here.
Lots of money in this one for at least the Ronin. Just enough utility. Icarus with a nice little reposition nearly hits the flick over onto that second player. Team Flash once again going to go aggressive outside. King Willie, the top frag. Oh, the bullets connect, but no cigar. Shusho down here to defend this bottom site. Greg through the double doors. Butterdog has found Annex, and as this bomb goes down, Shusho can't let him have it, and he won't. Supreme, an AK in hand, and, well, not even, Jesus, just barely a kill in his pocket. Only gonna be, my God, Supreme, please stop letting me say that you're about to die. 2 kills, just quick as you like, and of course, through the gap in the door, B-Dogs finds Supreme. He should have died. He should have died.
Hey, he whiffed that first spray and then like a really nice spray on the second kill. But I mean, for the Team Flash, we were talking about how great their utility was and their team play was the first half. The opening optal outside on this map, they decided not to throw any flashes, and Apache was just a dry peek on to the Opera outside for the Ronin, just loses that battle, and it was just a 5-4 right away with no repercussions.
Yeah, I mean, Team Flash, they look a little kind of flushed right now. They don't look super calm. Like you said, they're not really throwing the proper utility for a prospect team that kind of has been priding itself on their utility usage. It's definitely interesting to see them make flubs like that, and just giving away opening duels is not a way that you are going to win a grand finals. But you never know. King Willie and his hammer might just batter their way to a victory. Now stuck in a smoke, forces them to back up. It's once again good defensive utility from the Ronin. They're definitely better at defending their sites than attacking them. And now below a minute in the round, 52 seconds to be exact in round number 26. All 5 players still alive, and of course, as I say it, well, kills go either way. Shusho as well, Stin as well. The 4-on-2 is the top hit, does come through. B-Nogs, well, not through the smoke. It's going to be Stin and Annex as well going to fall. A really great defense by the Ronin once again. And finally we are tied, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, 13-13 is your scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, 13-13 after a 12-3 lead by the Team Flash, and this just absolutely has to be heartbreaking for Team Flash. And as we're seeing, it's like just absolutely nothing's going right for them on their team side, and everyone's just scared to make any plays now. There's no right plays, there's no quick plays, and everyone just they're really rattled right now.
The outside take is going to be faked by Greg. Front garage smoke and a little bit of, well, HE to follow in that salad of utility outside, but currently there's no one biting, at least not Greg. Team Flash, once again, just going to sit passive in lobby. Well, then they're going to be punished for only sending poor old Greg outside. Icarus through the box and into the head. I don't think you can send that body home in a body bag. You'll be picking up pieces off the floor for at least a week. Apache now flashes around the corner. Team Flash going for the upper take, but again, the Ronin are perfectly positioned, and Stin with a quick 2K. Gonna put a stop to that, make it a 3K in the round, and Stin, my God, the pile of bodies is gonna force the Flash to call a timeout, and now for the first time in this game, I want to say, actually, unless it was the pistol round. They won pistol round. Wow.
But I want to take time to give a little bit of praise towards Stin, because he had a very rocky start. He was like 2-11. And since then, I mean, he's sitting at 13-20 now, which still isn't great. But after that start like that, he's went 11-9 since then, and he's really been a real good focal point for them on that A site. As I mean, I guess anywhere on the map, the Team Flash has just run into a bloodbath, but A site especially, he's just been really locking it down there. And as we saw last round too, he's been a great anchor for them.
Yeah, and I mean, funnily enough, Stin actually has a higher multi-kill per round stat than both Beanogs and Icarus, so this is kind of indicative of Stin's, his positioning as a player is generally good. If he's in a good spot for one, he's going to find a second. Beanogs and Butterdog. 3 quick kills outside, 2 of which are through a smoke. Make Team Flash's life that much harder. Greg has managed to get down. Gonna sneakily creep up the ladder just for a second. They think about running back up to the top site, but as no Ronin players have really rotated down, except for Butterdog, creeping his way down secret, looking for any kind of trail. These Team Flash players might have left. Swings around the corner, finds 2 players. Greg around the corner. Butterdog able to, well, fall, only find 1. Supreme trades. AK picked up. Supreme, though, with so much to do, actually is going to juke everybody if he decides to go up the ladder, and he won't. Make a choice, Supreme. Let me say something. Stin gonna get caught lacking. Icarus there to trade, but the Ronin now, match point found on Nuke in map number 1 of this best of 3 series, which is a grand final. Team Flash once again call a timeout.
Yeah, grand finals. I mean, this is just a lot to take in. I mean, the Ronin have been here before. Like I said, they're defending champions. And they know how grindy the playoffs can be. They've played 2 series this season so far, whereas the Team Flash just had that one semifinal against the Spaghettis. Albeit it was a very grindy, a very close series. They're finding themselves against a Ronin that's really found a way to motivate themselves, coming back from a 12-3 just deficit, able to just swing it all the way here, 15-13, winning 12 of the last 13 rounds. Just been incredible.
Listen, and that really started. I mean, we kind of joked about it at the time, but that really started with that diffuse with that stick, right? From
Yeah,
who was that
yes.
again? Was that Beanox
Uh,
or was it Shusho? Either one of the two. I believe that stick is where this all turned, and it really, I mean, it gave Ronin belief in this one, and my God, carried on the winds of change, but now the Team Flash push out Beanogs, and are you kidding me? That is too much damage to allow to be done to his second player. Shusho once again, and Team Flash just aren't checking their corners, especially not against Shusho, who gets 3 just like that. And Supreme, well, gonna get caught with his knife out, and the Ronin finds 16. Team Flash right now reeling, and Ronin on top. We love to see that. My God, T-Noodle, what a first map.
what a first map indeed, and Shusho once again making it the Shusho show, which I think we're just really gonna have to call it that. Shusho is just great positioning. I mean, there's no reason to check that corner necessarily after how close the first guy you picked off on ramp was. So essentially, turning that spot into an off angle and him just hitting those shots gets 3 clean ones, and that's the map. That's Ronin picking up their map after looking like they were gonna lose it.
Yeah, Shade, I don't know if you want to get us on screen here once again so we can just have a little chat. We have been on screen, as I'm being told. I'd love to see myself, Shade, so that I know how stupid I look at the moment.
I
That'd
know.
be
I'll just
incredibly
send you the
helpful.
light
There we go.
emoji.
And just as T-Noodle predicted, as the sun goes down on the West Coast, we see less and less of Mr. T-Noodle. He has no lights, apparently. He's lightless.
Hold on, well the lights on this side of the room.
Nice. Just get a really white screen on your
Yeah,
second
I'll have to
screen there
pick
or
up my
something
lamp
like that.
at
There
the
you go.
off
That's it.
time.
Really doesn't matter. We know you're there. That's that's the important thing. But yeah, I mean, round number 16, the most important round of this game. We can say without a doubt. That stick, I mean, it got them right back into it. And I mean, we're gonna be listen. We don't know where this is going, but if God forbid the Ronin end up winning this one, we're going to have to talk about what that stick meant and what that felt like because, my God, incredible scenes from them.
Yeah, incredible scene. I mean, that's just the motivator. I mean, the next few rounds are very dicey. it was just clutch after clutch after clutch, and that's horrible for your economy as a CT player.
Yeah.
But that does so much for your spirits, and you could just see each time they did that, I got a little bit more hyped up, and each time as it crept out from 12-3 to 12-6 to 12-9, the booty started clenching it up for the Flash, and it just got way too tight and just
Oh, is it? They
yeah,
couldn't
just
walk
yeah.
anymore.
I
They
mean,
were
they
afraid. I
couldn't.
mean, quite literally, they were sitting in lobby. I mean, just waiting for something to happen. And well, the Ronin, they capitalized on it. They let him sit there. They let him clench all the way to, well, a 16-13 victory. And that is something, ladies and gentlemen, that I have not seen in a very long time. What a comeback for the Ronin. And yeah, I want to see. It's too late as we've already switched maps here real quick. But I want to say top performer there for the Ronin.
It was definitely Shusha. Shusha.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
was consistently at the top the whole time. Had all those clutch rounds at the
Yeah.
second half. Uh, it was the Shusha, you know.
Chutang saying that he called the choke. And you know what? I can't blame you. Listen, you never can count the samurai out of anything. Okay, I have been for my entire CSC career, and well, it's worked for me so far. But I have too much respect for Spence to not at least expect something of that magnitude in, well, a finals and a season that I'm not participating in. So much respect to the Ronin. Team Flash looking, well, pretty solid until the second half of that game, but lots to play for here on Overpass, and I'm sure Team Flash are going to be coming out of the gates for some kind of revenge. How do we feel about Overpass here, Tina? What do you think the response from Team Flash here is going to look like?
I mean, Team Flash. Last week we saw it. They played very solid against the Spaghettis. They just came out real fast, dominating the Spaghettis. I mean, albeit they started CT side on that map, but and they're gonna be forced to start T side here. But they were able to stop the comeback for the Spaghettis on that, so hopefully they can just do it here. There, albeit
Yeah.
their T side was weak though against Team
Well,
Flash.
but I think this favors them in the sense that, right, they're able to start on their weaker side, whether they get, 2, 3, 4 rounds. If they're able to get to their CT side, and they're able to play like they did, that really favors them because it means that they can close out the game on their preferred side. But then again, you can't drop too many rounds, especially if the Ronin are going to continue to just, lay down the punishment, especially winning as many rounds as they did in a row. So, yeah, really got to be careful here. Really got to play with fire. Make sure that you get enough rounds on your T side. But yeah, it's a dangerous one. Going into this, I guess we can talk about maybe some of our wonderful stats here that we've collected going into this finals. Funnily enough, despite everything that's happened, the Ronin, their top clutcher of this season, at least in the regular season, has been Butterdog with a 0.05% clutch rate. And look at the lights. Did they just
Yeah, there
come
we
on?
go.
What's
There we go.
going on?
I realized my camera was set for how bright it was outside earlier.
Oh,
So
okay. It was the
I was
white
like,
balance.
this is dark in here.
There we go. Now we can see him. He's no longer an ink blot on the screen and just like
there
a
we go.
reflection of two glasses.
Yeah, there we
No,
go.
no.
There we go.
Yeah,
No,
there
I
he
gotta
is.
keep
He's
zooming in.
back.
All right.
But yeah, Butterdog with a 0.05 clutches per round. To put that into context, the rest of the players, well, none of them above a 0.3, and actually the only person in this server today who has a higher clutch per round percentage, I guess you could call it a rating. Rating's probably a better word. Yet if would yell at me, who do you think it is? Don't even look at it. I know you just looked at it, but if
Oh,
you
I
did
totally.
look at it,
If I didn't look at it, I would have said Shusa. Whereas we're looking at it now, it's King Willie for Flash, and then the Butterdog for.
yeah. So King Willie, that's kind of expected, at least with how Nuke went for them. It was, it was. I want to say it was all him going into that first half and throughout that first half. Just from start to finish, it was dominance in mini and really good work from them. We're just waiting for Overpass to get started here. All 10 players are in the server, so
Oh, they're in there, but they're taking their time. They're taking their
Taking their
break.
time.
That was a heavy game. That's where the players from Team Flash, you just gotta take a step up and walk. You know,
Yeah,
as the season 5 finals, and I watched Kirby's interview about 60 different times. Just take a step back and just clear your head and just
yeah,
come out and be ready to fray.
yeah, yeah. You know, get up, go to the washroom, get something to drink. Speaking of something to drink, I don't know if everyone's been introduced to my mug here, because that's what this definitely is. Don't mind the spout here. It's definitely mm, definitely just all water, right, guys? It's all water. It's not any seltzers like we were talking about in general today. It's nothing
100%.
alcoholic. We're all staying 100% sober for this wonderful prospect matchup. I would imagine that Team Flash, they may want to, well, slam a few back after choking that one. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. They have lots of time to recover as of yet. What else? What else could we maybe have a little chat about, Mister T Noodle here for the next few moments as we wait for Overpass here to start? I'm not feeling I am tactically talking. That's what I'm doing.
Well, I mean, I guess we can just talk about the grand scheme of things. I mean, Team Flash, Ronin, they've been in this. They've played these championships. They know how it is. Team Flash has been one of the few teams to play actually in a BF3. They know how grindy it can. They're not going to get too tired. Uh, it was like a 3-hour game last week that they played against Flash.
Hmm.
That can drain the hell out of. But it's something that they're used to. And now actually looking at it, it looks like Team Flash and Ronin are finally going to be jumping in here. Team Flash will be starting on the T side, but they're just knife rounds play out.
Well, the knife round doesn't really have to play out. We just got to wait for Annex to knife his teammate in the back. Greg down to 12 HP. It's going to be a nice right click from Annex, and then a kill in the console to confirm Team Flash taking CT. The Ronin, ladies and gentlemen, well, with a little bit of a revenge path laid out for them here, they'll want to make sure this goes to a third map, which would be Mirage. Correct me if I'm wrong, T-Noodle.
Yeah, it would be probably. Yes, it would be
Probably.
Mirage.
Probably
Because
Mirage. That's the official word, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably Mirage, and this is probably Overpass. At least I hope it is. Team Flash, CT, Ronin T. Here we go. It is map point or match point or grand final point for Ronin. For some reason, our wonderful graphic is not updated. I believe that is all in the hands of some kind of evil demon. Icarus, 19 HP, already gonna get taken out of the round. The quick feet of Apache. Well, they Roadrunner all the way up through Con and into mid, and the Ronin now taking these early fights. It is will be traded. Shusho, well, the USPS does exactly what it's designed to do and wins that long-range encounter, and that makes Team Flash here a little wary of going through mid. Stin with some aggression into long bathrooms here. Could catch Greg. Greg not going to be aware of it. It's a nice clean shot from Stin. Super, my God, not Superman. Supreme. Going to swing in, give another headshot to Stin. But as they fall, now Annex with the bomb. A little bit of armor, 70 HP. And, well, 3 players to take out. Lots to do with only 48 seconds left in the round. There are, in fact, no employers in the chat, Tyler. There are only fraggers, especially on the side of the Ronin. Shusho 2, Butterdog 1, and Stin 2 as well. Ronin pick up the pistol round just like Nuke.
yeah, I mean the Ronin are definitely bringing their confidence back into this map as well. We see that Stin continuing his great little half that he had on the end of Nuke there with 2 very nice headshots in the front of bathrooms. Find themselves in a 1-0 lead.
Already into water now, and up con go Team Flash already finding that kill into Stin. Icarus aggressive in through mid. But, I mean, a silence falls over the map, just like that. Icarus looking for a fight. He'll find it. MP9 not going to do the best of damage from this range. Has to be careful now. 9 bullets left in the clip. It's not very much, and especially when you get overwhelmed by so many players, but somehow they find Greg, and, well, the Ronin still looking for a second round here. They're making it awfully close, just like they did in the second round of Nuke.
Beanogs is in great positioning, though, to cut it off if they do decide to go B, so they're able to stack 2 on A right now. Team Flash not sure where they want to go at this.
Very, very passive play. Finally, the flash is out. Low HP players flood onto the site, and Shusho here manages to make it happen. The bomb now planted. They trade it through. Supreme, 34 HP. Not going to last him long, especially when it's going to be close range. With that MP9, Butterdog opens up. Beanog on the flank. And King Willie, the last alive here. 13 bullets in the clip. Finds Butterdog through the edge of the smoke. Beanog sticks it. The MP9 doesn't even worry about it, though. The kid is in play, and so will be the kill. Ronin onto 2, but they make it awfully close. Too close for comfort.
Too close for comfort indeed, but, you know, they just wanted to get a little bit of that ninja action going on to throw it back to last minute. They're going to have a second round on the board there. They have the 3v2 advantage. Team Flash did, though, and kind of just fed them a kill. Trying to time them a little bit. Unfortunately, it doesn't pan out.
And now, 5 AKs is going to lead Team Flash to go directly towards the B site. Out into water here. Beanogs does get not cleared somehow. I don't know. The double swing, though. Icarus already able to find 2. Butterdog and Shusho pick up another pair. My God, what a wonky round there. I didn't know if it was possible. They somehow made me put, literally, if you had been watching the cams, my hands went up in like that, you know, that like copy pasta, like shrugging, huh? That's what I looked like right there, because that double kill was unbelievable. And then to manage to find like 90 damage into that third player in water. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, the Ronin just continuing dominance, right? Like they dominated the second half of Nuke. They're dominating. I mean, it's 3 rounds into this game, but they're proven to be strong here. Like you said, Team Flash struggled last time on the T side of Overpass.
Water control taken, but it's not really going to do them too much. They'd have to get up close to short and make these Sorry, excuse me. Am I seeing this correctly? What? Greg is up already to jail. I guess he had walked out, and now the push is on, and the blinding flashbangs rain into the site. Shusho picks up 2. Icarus from heaven. Gonna chime in for 1 as well. And the Ronin, they make these rounds look so dicey. I don't even understand how it happens, but they do. And Supreme, with this A1S, is gonna do as much as he can. Waits for any kind of aggression. Not going to get it quite as of yet, especially not if he's going to walk all the way back to T-spawn. The Ronin now have to be careful, though. Thinking about splitting. This close range op from Icarus could be punished, especially if the Supreme hits a timing just like that. But Icarus, clean flick, dropping Supreme and finding Ronin 4 as we get into round number 5 here. Team Flash still sitting on a goose egg.
Icarus with a nice flick there, but with a very costly whiff there. He had the perfect timing, which was very fortunate for him, but not able to connect his shot. And now it's 4 on the board, but at least they did a lot of eco damage to the run.
Con fight now. Icarus posted up. King Willie not going to actually be given a chance quite as of yet, but when Icarus, well, doesn't clear his corners, he is going to fall, and King Willie plays the patience game, is rewarded for it. Ronin already down 2 players, and legitimately not a single point of damage taken by Team Flash. Still none, as Stin falls through a smoke as well, and Butterdog goes on the aggressive side now, hits nice shots into the head of Supreme, but after taking those side shots through the short pipe, some reason, Team Flash, after getting so many kills up top, decide to go down to the lower site, and they're going to pay for it economically after not taking any damage. They hit the only site with any players on it. They do find one, but not the way they wanted to.
Yeah, and the Team Flash really just capitalizing on the little success they found in the round before, where they did bring it to such a close scenario. They just kind of went for the balls to the wall aggression and able to take that connector picks and just able to get that early 5-3 advantage. Was able to play the round out, and that's their first on the board. And actually forced the Ronin onto an eco based on how much they've been hitting their economy.
Shusho, though, gonna open up. Double swing from long is only gonna actually find them a kill. I say only because I thought it was only gonna be damage. But already, B-Nog's tucked now into the site. This B hit is on. They do clear it out. King Willie, well, dots his... I was about to say dots his T's, but he dots his I's and crosses his T's. Clears out Toxic. Icarus would probably want to hold on to this AK, and Stin with only 8 HP, looking to scrounge something of use as well. Does pick up the AK. That now allows Icarus and Stin to sit back, sip a nice drink with a little umbrella in it somewhere way on the other side of the map, and let that bomb explode on the B site.
Yeah, another clean round coming from Team Flash, but it being a save, the two people with half armor surviving for the Ronin is very nice for their next buy, and those two AKs coming back is going to be very nice for their next buy. That's a lot of money to save. That's guns and 2 sets of armor. I mean, that's going to be good for the Ronin, but Team Flash waking up is definitely not.
Team Flash now fully bought out. Ronin, well, last-ditch effort here to stay above neck height in their water that is their economy. Early utility thrown quite heavily. The Ronin already down to mere scraps. Team Flash still playing passive. And Stin and the rest of the Ronin squad happy to give them, well, all the room in the world. But most of these players are actually grouped down towards the lower site, at least for the moment. Apache and Khan, but looks like King Willie, Supreme, and Annex all down towards the lower site. The bomb is here as well. B-Nogs might get flashed in. He wails Supreme, able to sneak away. And B-Nogs now position known, throws the defensive smoke. I'm sure the spam will come through. B-Nogs goes for it anyway, spans through the smoke, hits the head of Annex, and some damage into the Supreme. King Willie there for the trade. Will get dropped pretty quickly. Shotgun upping from Greg. Manages to find it. Again, the trade is there. Ronin holding down this site. Especially short, but Supreme with a scavenged op. Somehow it's that second one as well. Icarus flays wildly for that. But they have the bomb. And actually, they're gonna read this rotate up just like that. Supreme running. They're both so low, and for some reason, Icarus has decided to hold on in the utility. Supreme, careful now. You don't want to kill both of your teammates. My God, I had visions of him hitting that Molotov and just burning both of them alive, but they managed to win it out.
Yeah, Icarus is trying to race to the A bomb site, trying to get to a weird enough angle for the knowing that the Team Flash are going to be running up, and unfortunately, the timing of that flashbang was just going to hit him and force him to long, and Supreme being on that AK was just able to take out the rest of the low HP. And now Team Flash, sure enough, they string together 3 quick rounds.
3 quick ones, 2 quick ones from Team Flash, and then right back, the Ronin. These Deagles have been working wonders for them, especially on these ecos. I don't even know what I'm supposed to say there. The round is essentially over. Shusho 3 HP. Greg running all the way up.
Yeah, should be over. I mean, it's a 1v1, but Shusho's on 3 HP. Doesn't have.
Well, I just mean in the sense that Like, everything just happened. Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. Like, all the fun things to say are over, and now we're into the one-on-one. Greg tucks into long now. Shusho doesn't really have the luxury to wait around and clear angles. No kid in play. Has to go for a fight. It is planted for bathrooms. He has cleared it, so that means long is really the only place that is left. Greg, watching the angle, misses the shot, and now Shusho
I don't
has
think he has
just
time.
enough time. They do, in fact. Our overlay spoils it for us.
Spoils the good stuff for us.
And the Ronin, they pick up the deco pretty cleanly. I mean, like, cleanly in the sense that there wasn't really a question as to whether or not it was possible right from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, that 1v1 that's so difficult. You're on 3 HP. I mean, you know it's likely going to be the Opper for Team Flash. But that bomb was planted in the open. There were just so many different spots that you'd have to check, and he just happens to check the perfect spot at the perfect time, and able to win that eco is just incredible. That's 5 rounds for the Ronin.
Once again, Khan, a point of contention between these two teams. Nade gonna miss from Butterdog, but the counter nade is thrown. Also not gonna be any use to either of these teams. Now, Butterdog nearly gets caught with his pants down. Doesn't know how close these Team Flash players are. King Willie could decide to do a little bit more of his magic tricks and spray through that smoke. But instead, Butterdog just going to tuck in around the edges of the staircase. Smoke will dissipate. And now, King Willie creeps. Butterdog plays the corner. King Willie deletes him. Makes short work of the dog covered in butter. And Khan falls to the hands to those grubby little mitts of Team Flash. They were able to rotate up into mid quite cleanly. Op still hasn't spotted anyone. Aggressive spot from Stin will make this hole a little bit easier, but if Icarus doesn't get some support here soon, he could be completely overwhelmed. He's good for the first, and now the swing from Team Flash has to come through. No, you can't let Icarus hit 3 in a row like that. Unbelievable. Icarus still able to find an ace if he wants to, unless Shusho is going to shut that dream down. Annex, last alive, 22 HP, goes actually for the fake plant, and he'll get punished for it. Icarus with 4 clean ones. They can't let him swing in like that.
Yeah, Icarus with just an absolutely monster of a 4K there, just picking them off one by one. But I mean, that's really on Team Flash for not getting him in a very uncomfortable position. I know they were nice shots, but he should not have been able to get more than 2 there.
I mean, and even 2 is stretching it. The first kill, you got to make sure that doesn't happen again. Utility, guns, whatever it's got to be, throw it at him. Team Flash, well, they're going to change up the pace. They're going to send 5 out through the monster, and it's going to be all 5 to fall. And, well, round number 10 in the books, giving Ronin the 7th.
Yeah, 7th round on the board, and it's just continuing the dominant second half that they were having on Nuke. Their CT side's looking very good. As long as they can just keep stringing together some rounds, they're looking very promising to close it out this map. But Team Flash are a very good CT-sided team.
Definitely all to play for as we look towards the latter end of this first half. Ronin have been putting up a good show, but Team Flash, nothing to sneeze at quite yet. Op in the hands of Icarus here has been doing lots of good work, but a counter op has been put in the hands of Apache now. Someone who's been kind of the main op for Team Flash, although as the self-described op of 5 oppers, 5 support players, and, well, 3 IGLs, they can pretty much do it all. That missed shot, though. A weird visual glitch on the screen. I don't know if you guys see that right above Butterdog's crosshair there. What the heck was that? It was a leaf. It doesn't matter. Shusho, well, 2 clean ones. The aggression now from the last 2 players in long, and Shusho, I mean, I was supposed to react to that, but he just made it look so easy. He literally just deleted them. I don't even know what I'm supposed to say.
And Shusho right now is sitting at 21-6. Absolute bonkers of a map right now. We're 11 rounds into this game. This guy has enough kills for a map right now. It's just incredible what he's doing. He's able to lock down the A site every time they come there, and just anytime anything's going on, he's able to just move around the map and just get kills cleanly.
I believe the stream over on the B stream has actually ended in a 2-0 fashion. The Mastiffs did eventually lose out. So, pretty penne. A certain individual in this call's challenger team are looking to go to the finals. Or I guess not the final. Yeah, it is the finals.
It will be the finals. Yeah.
Will be the finals. Congrats to them, although we still got a game on our hands here. I kind of ignored this round to say that, but you know what? We're all square, all's fair here in round number 12. 2v2. Stin on the op now instead of the aggressive and well-talented Icarus. Each of these two Ronin players split around the map. Perhaps like you would split a certain chocolate bar that will remain unnamed until we perhaps get a sponsorship. Now, the double swing from long. It didn't work out last time. Shusho, I mean, made him look like they didn't know what game they were playing, nor did they know what map they were on. The smoke comes through, missed shot. That gives them a chance onto the site. Annex, with only a deagle, has to make a huge play. That wallbang nearly hit him as he was planning. Somehow still manages to get out alive. And now the retake is on. Both players to the top site. No utility to speak of whatsoever makes this an even taller task than it already was. The op in the hands of Stin, well, it's going to lead him to clean out all these corners real procedurally. Supreme does get spotted. Top of the head, Beanogs already swings in clean. And Supreme, well, gets caught there and actually is going to mean that the Ronin take 9. And that, as Beanog says, is a clutch.
It was a clutch, and I mean, 2v2 with no utility, that's very dicey. Unfortunately for Team Flash, no one was peeking for any information. I wouldn't expect them to commit to anything, but at least to jiggle, just so you know that no one's creeping up on you. And Beanog's able there just to get the clipping of the head, and then he was just in such a forward position that the remaining player on Team Flash was just standing there, just had no clue, didn't have enough room to hide.
No room to hide. Oh, man. Yeah, Ronin. I mean, a lot of these rounds are getting right down to the wire. It's, but, you know, like we saw on Nuke, it's still, like, it still feels close, and I'm not sure why. Even though the Team Flash are down by quite a bit, it's all to play for. Ronin on 9 in round number 13. Aggression from long once again, but Willie's going to punish. Icarus could get flooded here. Has to hit. Oh, nearly hits the wallbang. Or the collat. I guess it's not the wallbang. Icarus blinded. Nearly finds that one, but that damage onto Supreme is essentially a free kill if you can take a fair fight. The collat is there. King Willie is heard. Butterdog, nice aggressive play. They won't expect a third player up into long. King Willie now going to get boosted up. Will he check around the corner, though, after this boost? But now the reload is heard. Butterdog gets aggressive, and he's not. You know what? Probably playing 4-3 there. Doesn't see the feet. Greg as well from Divider. And now the man, the myth, the legend, Shusho, the last alive in the 1-on-3. Supreme very low. He needs to get a favorable fight onto Greg, and that is more than a favorable fight. But King Willie, if you want to go for the king, you better go for the head, my friend. King Willie ain't going to take that. No way. Team Flash onto 4 now, looking to make this at least a 9-5 half. But Ronin, still lots of chances.
Lots of chances for the Ronin, But King Willie also having a good game himself, going at 14-11. Apache is really the one who's struggling for Team Flash, being their opper. He's sitting at 1-11. Team Flash is really going to need him on the CT side.
I'm being told there's a double overtime game on Ancient. And of course, the game that we didn't pick is the one that goes to overtime. T-Noodle, you're going to have some people in your DMs as well. I will have some certain individuals whose names start with P and ends with K. It is Prospect's fault. It is Prospect's fault. We all blame it on Prospect. Everyone blame Prospect. But yeah, I'm going to have a certain individual whose name starts with P and ends with K in my DMs. I can tell you that for sure. Team Flash, though. All 5 players alive, and with the opening, have a good chance of taking round number 14. Especially if they're allowed to walk up into front bathrooms like this. Icarus, defensive utility. Doesn't hit that nade. Nearly gets his head chopped off. Going for the jump. Gets mollied out. Doesn't find a victim. Misses that shot. 15 HP now, all between him and the grave. So much information. Double doors is... Not double doors. Squeaky doors is spam there. Which gives, actually, the indication that Team Flash are going to go down towards the B site, and that's exactly what they're doing. Butterdog up and long. Shusho only good for the first, but this position from Butterdog is going to go unchecked. Annex not going to clear it out, and Icarus from heaven. No, make it graffiti. Good for that one. Butterdog with a great, great positional play. Well, it's going to find him 3 kills, and I think that's exactly what I said. I want to say on Nuke. No, Butterdog knows his positioning. And it means that good multi-kills are going to come out for them, seeing as they have the highest multi-kill stats for this Ronin team.
Yeah, Butterdog being very crucial in an anchor position there in B. I mean, that's really been what it is for Ronin. They're just very dominant in terms of who's anchoring the sites and just able to feed the correct utility. And Icarus with a great opening off shot onto Apache.
3 more players here. Hits the second. Icarus, you madman. Find a third just because you're that crazy. No, Greg is going to fall. Nearly gets taken out as he goes up through the top of Con. And there you have it. Ronin 11, Team Flash 4. Quick as you like. And my God, Shusho. Absolutely filthy in this first half.
Yeah, Shusho had a decent first half. I'd really like to see him to get up to 150 ADR. He's punching below right now what we'd expect from him. I mean, only 1 utility damage? Come on.
My God. Come on. Those are rookie numbers, Shusho. Please, sir. Please.
Yeah. But I
Give
guess
us a real showing.
Why use utility when your gun can just shoot heads, right?
Yeah, I mean, guns do work. Guns do work. Utility is, I mean, I would generally say pretty ineffective for getting you kills.
Utility is for those who can't aim.
Exactly. Well, Fuffy, you've just been called out. And as we get into round number 16 here, second half, Ronin, though, well on their way to making this a 2-0 grand final. However, they could be stopped right here, right now. Team Flash, they've heard it. They've heard this upper con. Push, come out. All 5 players already rushing up into bathrooms. King Willie, the first point of contest, is going to be checked, double-checked, and finds a first kill. Nearly finds a second, jumping around like I don't even know what the analogy is. He's jumping around. Stin going to find a kill, and so is Shusho and Team Flash. Suddenly, after a great opening from King Willie, find themselves in a 4-on-2. Aggression from Greg. Pushes himself out of bank. But that aggression, well, it's not good for nothing. Team Flash.
A round like that is where I'd be worried if I was cheering for the NA name. Because we saw King Willie being that posted up that close in bathrooms. And he had no bait support on site. He was playing close against the Glocks, and you'd expect someone on site to be jiggling the peak to try to draw some of the attention. But he just took on essentially a 1-on-5 as the opening duel, being so close against Glocks, which are just going to run and gun.
And somehow, well, got a kill, too, in that 5-on-1, I just want to say. I mean, like, he's doing it all. He's doing his very goddamn best right now. And Team Flash, they're really just leaving him out to dry. Ronin going aggressive up long. Bomb with them, and 4 players, I believe, Greg has been heard, but that information won't be worth very much, especially not to the 4 players who are up in long now. Smoke comes through. Apache, not really blinded. That nade sounded like it was directly behind me, but it is, in fact, not going to be good for anything. Icarus with that Galil finds some openings into the site. Annex with a great timed swing will drop the 2K. Well, the 2K-er, Greg, P250, now making it interesting. Still 100 HP, needs to hit these shots, won't. Meaning Ronin now on 13, only 2 rounds away from match point. Not only match point, but series point, and only 3 rounds away from the Ronin going back-to-back as your prospect champions.
Ronin looking very good, very poised to take it. Team Flash had a very strong CT side last week, and they're really going to be needing that here again if they want to make a series out of this. 13-4, they only have 3 rounds to play with before it's over.
As much as it doesn't look like it right now, ladies and gentlemen, this is an underdog story, and it started on Nuke. It started in round number 16, and that sneaky little defuse in a pistol round is where this all changed. The Ronin, who were down 12-3, I will remind you, have found themselves on overpass now, up 13-4, completely turning this series around, completely changing, well, their fortunes. And they've done it all on their own backs. They've all done it with their own hard work. And if they manage to do it here, I have nothing but respect for them. Absolutely zero respect for their franchise manager. But nonetheless, all the power to them. Team Flash still have a chance, but they need to hold them here. Cannot let them get 14. It's going to start with King Willie. Apache still in the pit. Needs to find this opening. Beanogs is going to fall. King Willie again. The nade from Icarus, however, fells Greg. Still 3-on-2 now. King Willie and Annex both spray. Annex will find that one. Stin all alone, and it's King Willie to defend the bottom site to give Team Flash 5. And just as I was singing the praises of Ronin, Team Flash, well, finally they find 5th.
Yeah, they find a 5th and 3 surviving, which is going to be a little bit of positive for their economy. They're going to need to continue winning a couple rounds here with 3+ surviving every time to just keep that positive flow of cash, just to hit them with a little bit of insurance for if they do drop any rounds here, to just make this comeback really possible.
That's 4 R8s, ladies and gentlemen. In case your eyes were, or you thought your eyes were deceiving you, no, in fact, it is not. It's the Wild West out here. We'll see if they can make this high noon. Need to find an opening. King Willie not gonna make it happen, and the Ronin here, well, I would say this is a little disrespectful, especially if you're not gonna get any kills. Finally, Stin does find one. The Deagle not gonna be good for anything, and the Ronin, well, I would say they'll be looking back at that round just in case this one goes sideways.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. I cannot believe that the Ronin whipped out that many R8s. I didn't even know that there are that many R8s in the world available for purchase. But sure enough, it's going to be Team Flash surviving with, I believe they had 4 remaining in that round. And that's going to be a 6th round on the board, and that's a little bit what they need. Once again, another save round coming in for the Ronin just so they can have that full buy. So Team Flash look to lock it down once again.
Once again, Team Flash find 2 opening frags. And once again, the Ronin are forced into a save now. 2 Deagles in the hands of Beanogs and Butterdog, respectively. Icarus with a P250. They really want a absolutely complete full buy. I see a certain franchise manager has perhaps clipped a certain thing that I said, and you know what? I stand completely by it. You can quote me on, well, pretty much everything I say.
No one wants OS to win.
No, I mean, least of all me. After quite handily beating their prospect team, well, a few seasons ago now. their rosters looked significantly different, although I believe Beanogs was on that team, funnily enough. A little bit of an old guard moment here. Beanogs might remember the beatdown we gave to them on Nuke. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Ronin 13, Team Flash 6. 3 of these Samurai players creeping up. We'll get spotted. Beanog's gonna make me eat my own goddamn words there. Hits a beautiful shot, gonna get flashed off the corner. Supreme is dropped out of the round. Annex dancing around this van. Does get dropped. Makes this a 2-on-2. And they actually have armor too, and this is entirely doable unless this fight goes in the way of Beanogs. It won't. King Willie wins it. Gets traded. Butterdog hits the deagle shot, nearly hits the second. Apache sprays him down, and what was pretty much an unwinnable round is nearly won by the Ronin.
Oh man, and that was a very, very close round, and it's very good that the Team Flash had a couple guys surviving these last 2 rounds, because that really hit their economy, and you're going to be seeing them take a big chunk out of their money here. But 13-7, that's why you have those big stabilizing rounds, so that those costly rounds like we just saw don't bankrupt.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at the first full gun round from both these teams. This is a big decider here.
A huge decider. This really, like you said, makes or breaks the economy for either of these teams here. Ronin, well, they could be looking at a grand final victory if they manage to break into one of these sites here and take, well, a whole bunch of Team Flash players with them. But Team Flash now taking a few rounds, have done pretty well. Defensive smoke out to hold off any push from Greg. And I'm not sure if this is a lineup or not. I want to you know what? I want to give Greg the benefit of the doubt. This is a lineup. This is a nice one-way lineup here by Greg.
Definitely not.
It's definitely not, but that's fine. Flashbang is going to do absolutely nothing. Stin not blinded. Greg wants to blow out the door for a little bit more information, but they've parked Stin here to find any rotating players. The take, however, is on the upper site. King Willie, well, he can do it all. He can AK, he can op, he can deagle, he doesn't care. Bank is going to be where he finds that kill. Supreme as well. Make it a second. Apache with that one, and King Willie through a smoke. Well, it's as easy as you like. Team Flash able to push off what looked like a pretty deflated Ronin team there.
Yeah, now it's 13-8. King Willie locking it down, and now he's climbing up here. He's got 25-16. And Shusho, he's actually been cooling off a bit. He was 21-6 earlier. So since then, what's that? That's 5-8 if we crunch the numbers really quick. He's very much calmed down since then.
It is incredible math compared to, well, what I would have done there. Would have completely bungled it. But it's okay. We don't need math. When they have nice big numbers up on the screen, 13-8, Ronin still in the lead, but only just now, as they've dropped a few rounds in quick succession, trying to stem the bleeding here before it turns into a critical injury. Supreme takes that info, just hits that nade, and it's actually a well-placed one. 67 HP is all that remains in the bar of Beanogs. Still lots of utility for these T players to execute onto either one of these sites. Khan in their possession as well, but the bomb is towards the B site. The exec is on, and the rotation is going to come up. There's going to be 4 players, I want to say, up on this upper site, and Icarus is selling this beautifully, and now comes the B take. Apache with a desperate molly push off any of these players, has to find the opening, and does. The rotation now back down is going to be here. Shusho able to trade. Butterdog into the site as well. Greg with this up, and Supreme on that AK. All so much to do. Bomb is now down. Time ticking. Greg swings. Doesn't find any targets quite yet. Team Flash happy to play passive, and I believe the call's being made. I believe Team Flash, yep, going for the save. Supreme scampers up towards the top site, and Greg just holding an angle, looking for exits here.
Yeah, it's definitely a smart save by the Flash here. I know that you do have a little bit of money in the bank here, but if they lost another just to set the match point for Ronin, they'd have a real tough time putting together a bye. So coming into a series where retake like that, it's not very likely. So they just want to give themselves the best chance to find the last couple remaining rounds here. It's still quite a ways away, but it's definitely a lot better than it looked earlier. I believe it was 13-3, and now we're sitting around 14-8.
Definitely a somewhat of a recovery from the Team Flash, but Ronin still looking dangerous. 14 rounds, only 2 away now, and you know what? While we're in the early stage of this one, easy peasy. Shout out to you, my friend. I appreciate you putting that in the chat. We appreciate all of y'all sticking around, having a good time, playing, laughing, talking in general, talking shit in tier chats, putting, skin trade requests in wherever you're supposed to do that. I have never touched that in my life because, I'm broke, but
Too many channels.
too many channels. Hashtag I'm running for deleting channels if that's a position. Can I delete channels, please? Thank you. But nonetheless, we need more channels, guys. Just in case you were wondering, always need more as this top site execute comes out now. Shusho, what looks like a truck smoke, also going to flash over, but I'm not really quite sure what this is all supposed to be doing, other than wasting utility. There's no one there to back up that utility. And once again, they've parked a player down towards the bottom site, and it's Stin once again, tucked in water. Now going to creep up. Ronin playing awfully passive here. Greg playing a nice angle, does get mollied off of it, and that gives now this long player a chance to push up. Stin has been taken out. Greg completely blind. Is going to fall. Butterdog and Shusho. Icarus as well. Good defense of this top site. Bomb now going to get down, and Apache the last alive, and it's looking like the Ronin are going to take 15. Apache in a 1-on-4. Kind of has to go for it. The rest of his team, well, actually, we'll see. Greg, 5,100. And Apache could save this, then drop a gun to a teammate, but he's going to go for it. No time on the clock. Apache, what are you doing, my friend? He's going to swing and going to get taken out immediately. And, realistically, if he had saved that AK, he would have been able to drop over 1, if not 2 weapons to some teammates. So, interesting decision.
That AK, that would have been one. That's one more gun for the team. And that's the armor and a little bit of utility save for him as well. It's going to be very tough for them to do anything on this round here. Being their buys, as weird as it is, I really want to see them take some aggression on some part of the map just to eliminate and just try to make the map smaller.
The Ronin, though, they want to end this one right here, right now. Stin already up towards Toxic. Apache through the smoke, and so is King Willie in the auto shotty. Well, she's going to sing like a goddamn opera singer. It finds 2 kills. And now Shusho, 2 HP. Creeping forward, Apache. Ooh, Team Flash. Get 9.
Good on Team Flash for getting their kills here. But that was just a really bad read from Ronin. Just winning 2 rounds like that, their economy's going to be looking kind of light, especially with no saving players in that previous round. They should have just played it slow, played the defaults, held for the push. Team Flash were rushing mid that round. That would have been the proper read if they wanted to play slow, play the economy, but they choose not to, want to end it quick, and it bites them in the butt there.
Shusho, I just want to say, has hit a 30 bomb. So in case anyone was wondering, he is in fact an absolute madman of the highest degree. Supreme gets mollied off the corner, has to swing. Butterdog does take quite a bit of damage, but he will find the kill. Ronin, a 4-on-4 now. Apache playing the edges, but they're playing 4 match point, series point, grand finals point. Only 1 round between the Ronin and, well, CSC history. Team Flash, 6 rounds away from sending us to overtime, but that now seems like a distant thought, especially when the Ronin are setting up this top take. Aggression from Anaxilia. This guy has balls of steel. Plays close bench, waits for this execute. Icarus, there's no way they know he's this close, and he catches 2 players with their pants down. He's able to find that, and he shakes his head because he knows how huge they were. Apache close, gonna get tested, and passes with flying colors. And now Butterdog, 13 HP, 30 seconds left. Does have the bomb, but I'm not sure if it's even worth going for this one.
Yeah, but I mean, you still want to hit the economy of the Team Flash.
I mean, certainly, but is it worth losing this AK? In a round that you're gonna lose anyways, at least in my description. King Willie, well, it's gonna make it happen. Not quite sure if that's the right call.
I mean, the rest of the team was going to be having to save anyway. Those money would have been off. He would have been, if he saved that AK, yeah, he would have brought an AK into this round, but he would have been around $50, $100, whereas the rest of the team would be able to buy the following. It's not too much the end of the world.
No, but I mean, with 20 seconds left and 13 HP, you're really going to go for that bottom site plant?
But he would
I don't know.
buy with his team. That's the...
But you have more impact going into this next round, though. You're not buying, like, it depends. Because if you go into this next round, you're not investing anything into this one. You have that AK. You can be the hero AK. Find actual damage. But nonetheless, my opinion actually has no bearing on the matter whatsoever, no matter how badly I want it to. He did what he did. And Brokey but Girl is playing Counter-Strike. Ronin, 15, Annex opens up the round. Holding on for dear life. They've got their teeth sunk in to overpass here, and they do not want to let it go, but Beanogs, well, he's got a pair of pliers to pry that mouth open. Greg close range with a P250. Able to find Shusho now. Out through the smoke. Annex, clean 2K, and King Willie finds that third one. Team Flash now on to 11, and Ronin finally now into a full buy to put this one to bed, to put Team Flash in their place, and to cement Ronin in CSC history.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big round here. It's the first gun round we've seen in a while. We haven't seen many bomb plants here in a while. Team Flash has been really cooking here. Want to see if they can get us more, get a few more rounds here.
Really, really, really cooking with some gas now. Op in the hands of Greg, and no op for the Ronin. I love this position from Greg. He's got to get those kills, though. 20 HP for Butterdog. I mean, it's good damage, but you want the op to have a bigger impact than that. And okay. He just hit a no-scope wallbang. But that's, I mean...
I think he got a collat through...
Was that a collat? No. No. The no-scope wallbang. Greg, that's the funny thing is Greg has no idea what he's just done. He's got absolutely zero clue and won't until he watches this VOD back. But he'll hear me not being able to say anything there. He'll know. Icarus up onto the site now, able to find the back of Apache, and Annex, the close positioning is going to be a good spot to trade, but now the upper site take is on. Butterdog, 20 HP, has to take a favorable fight. Annex jumps around, manages to escape the bullets. Somehow, those stray bullets hit Annex. That might kill him. Molly misses. Bomb now going to be planted. Butterdog still somehow alive, and Stin has found Annex through a smoke, I guess. I'm not quite sure from where. Greg up and around the van. Finds the edge of Shusho's body. Supreme with the aggression as well. Stin the last alive. 1 on 3. So much to do. The first player lines up. The second player completely blind. Oh my god, they nearly lined up, but the defuse comes through. Team Flash now on 12. Only 3 away, and once again, the Ronin are able to buy back in.
My goodness, in that 1v3 from Log, all 3 of them were just so close to lining up. I thought the spray was just gonna line them up, especially after that first kill. But it unfortunately doesn't go for them. But only 2 surviving for the Flash, so in the bomb plant. So the Ronin being able to buy here might be able to capitalize on a round.
Early aggression from Greg is going to give him a ton of info as to where these Ronin players are, and all 3 of these Team Flash players going so aggressive. I mean, again, the absolute balls to be on not only map point or series point, but grand final point and do a 3-man mid push, that is insane. Team Flash are back. They found their moxie. They're pushing for 15 here. They're pushing to go to overtime, and they're pushing for a third map. But the Ronin now, well, they want to put a stop to that. Not going to go the way they want it, especially not if Beanogs is going to keep on falling in the early parts of these rounds. King Willie takes some nade damage, but Supreme is right there. So is Apache. His monster push is all but over. Stin. Well, finds a kill for Monster, just as I say it. Icarus not really going to be ready for this close Annex play unless he swings straight in. Nope, misses. Annex drops him like a goddamn stone. And now 48 HP. 13 and 18. Make it 14. 2 kills in the round. A little bit of utility to work with. 2 ops, so could get lucky here. But Apache, looking at this one, misses that shot. Takes a few bullets. To turn into some damage, that is. Max, use your brain, my god. Stin just barely picks up the bomb. Hits Apache through the top of the smoke. And with 22 HP, not enough time. And can't find the 3rd and 4th kill. Or the 4th and 5th kill. Would have been an ace clutch. But now the Ronin. Quaking in their boots. Soiling their pants. Have to call a timeout.
That round got so much closer than I would have expected to be. Stan almost able to capitalize on some unfortunate timings coming from the Team Flash. But, I mean, they've absolutely been killing it. That's another round where bomb plant didn't happen. And we're likely going to see Ronin just save for that last round. So if the Team Flash play this right, they have a very good chance of fighting for overtime on these last 2 rounds.
I want to give an absolutely massive shout out to the 76 people that are in this chat right now. My God, are y'all incredible human beings. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Round number 29. Ronin still sitting on match point. I've seen some horrible things in my life.
Ooh, what a nade.
But that nade is not one of them. Butterdog opens. Trade is clean. Beanog. Gonna fall. Beanogs, I guess, is the plural. And now, the swing. Icarus out into mid. Icarus hits that Tech 9 shot, and oh no, this is not the way you want to give up the grand final. Not to an eco. Not to kills like that. The Tech 9 from range. My God. Dangerous stuff. Greg gets tagged, takes some bullets, and he needs support now. Where are these Team Flash players? The aggression is here, and they're both down on the bottom site. Greg gonna get pushed in and gets taken out, and now Apache swings in, hit the second shot like an absolute madman. Looks for a third through the smoke. Nade out. Shusho as well. Bomb now being planted. Apache in the 1-on-2 to keep them alive in the playoffs, to send them to a 14th round. Apache plays the edge, jump up, so much pressure, so much to play for. The op in hand and Ronin are just sitting. They don't care. They don't want anything to do with this Team Flash team. They want to make this a 2-0 victory. Apache plays the edge, and there it is. Shusho finds the kill, and the Ronin finds 16. That's Samurai, baby. That's 2 prospect victories in a row. Ronin, your CSC Season 7, well, champions of the prospect tier. Congrats, T-Noodle. There you have it, my friends.
Oh my gosh, congratulations to the Ronin. What a crazy end to that game. That was just absolutely incredible by the Ronin just being able to find a round like that. I thought Apache, after those first 2 kills in that 2v4, I thought he was going to find a way to clutch it out, but sure enough, not able to hit those shots. It was just insane to end the game.
There was, okay, so you remember where I said not like you don't want to lose a round like this, and then I'm like, wait, I don't want to say that there's going to be an eco in here because then it's not going to happen. And then, of course, I didn't say it, and guess what? It fucking happened. Of course it did. My God. Okay, who are we pulling in here off of that? I guess
let's get Shusho in here real quick.
I mean, it's the time. Shusho and God, yeah, I guess Shusho. Okay, let's do it. Yeah. Let me shoot him. Let me shoot him a message. Well, we'll get them all in a moment here. Let's go. Solo interview. And everyone. Holy moly. Okay. My God. Oh. Okay.
And of course, the guy we wanted here first doesn't show up. Whatever. B-Nogs are coming in. B-Nogs, what up, my guy?
Hello.
B-Nugs is here. Whoa. Okay, one second. Before we get into it, B-Nugs. Okay?
Yes.
I'm gonna pull the man, the myth, the legend, Shusho in here real quick, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. There he is. Shusho, my friend. Before we get to all the revelries and everyone, I mean, an unbelievable series from y'all. I have to ask, and you guys have to remind me, and I'm sure you remember, there was a moment, just a single moment, round number 16 on Nuke. Y'all were down 12-3, and I forget who, you have to remind me, someone hit a 1v1 ninja diffuse, I guess, or stick diffuse.
I don't remember who that was. Was that you, Ben? I think it was Ben.
Yeah.
It was. Okay.
Hey,
I'm known for my ninjas.
That moment right there, I don't know if you guys were thinking about it.
Was it early in the pistol round? Yeah.
It was the pistol round.
That was Jesse then.
Oh,
Okay.
dude, no.
Jesse
Listen,
picked up my kit mid-sight.
We literally said we win pistol, we win, because, like, yeah, they shit on us CT side.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really care because I'm just better than them at CT side. I mean, do you see my fucking KD? Do you see my KD? Do you see my
saw
stats
your
for these
KD.
two
I
games?
saw your KD.
I mean, come on. I'm not even going to try to be fucking respectful at this point, bro.
Okay, fair enough.
Listen,
no one's asking to be.
Listen. I am 2 for 2 CSC champion.
Yeah.
I'm quitting. I'm done.
He's done.
Nobody can dethrone me. I'm 2-0. My team is 2-0. We're insane. That's all I'm saying, bro.
You can't fire me.
No, in all reality, GG's to them. They played a very good game. It happens. Too bad they couldn't get the reverse comeback. They almost had it.
They almost had it.
Though.
I thought we were going to see, the exact mirror matchup, but I just want to go. And so that's what y'all said, right? That's what y'all said in that moment. It was just, yeah, we win pistol, we take it. And what was the feeling after that clutch from, I guess, Jesse?
Well, we always get hype when we win rounds like that, but until we're like 15, 14, like, we're not thinking that the game's over until, like, we're done. Like, I didn't even realize we had won until after, like, I had killed the guy and you were messaging me for interviews. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good way to find out.
Great way to find out.
That's just how it goes.
That's just how it goes. There's some trash talking, but we love it anyways. Listen, I guess I know, Shusho, you were I guess you could say the MVP of this map so far, but is there anyone you want to shout out, I guess, as a season MVP on your team that you would give it to other than yourself? Humbly, you would give it to someone else.
Well, I mean, of course that would be, Butterdog.
Really?
But I want to give a special shout out to literally the best sub in this entire league. There is no better sub than Libs.
Yeah.
That guy is insane. I'm not saying that's the reason we made it, but he's a very good player and should be recognized. He helped us out on some
what map was it when he top fragged over
Vertigo.
all of y'all? Was it Vertigo? I remember
that.
We casted that. And I was like, y'all are here because of this sub. I said that in my head. I didn't say that out loud, but I was like,
did we have a sub this game?
No, you didn't. But you wouldn't have been here if you hadn't
before.
taken Vertigo. I don't know.
That is fair.
I don't know. So you know
Libs
what?
did
That's
carry
a
us that
great
game.
that's a great shout out to give. Shout out to Libs. I hope you're watching, and I hope you see the VOD if you aren't. But yeah, I guess we can, instead of dancing around, beating around the bush here, we might as well just pull the whole gang in. Unfortunately, I had to pull Spence in. That's just rules and regulations at this point. But
I was nice.
My God, we'll go down the line here. Butterdog, how are you feeling, my friend? Oh, Butterdog, apparently he's just. Oh, there he is.
I'm in the stream.
You are in the
watching
stream,
the stream and listening to the Discord call, so I don't know who's talking to who anymore.
I'm not going to say anything, but is anybody reading league discussion from Cashmo right now? He seems a little perturbed.
Well, that's unfortunately the way that it works from time to time. But Butterdog, how you feeling, my friend?
Feeling good. What did we do? Repeat 2 seasons in a row. Didn't drop a map. Kind of easy.
Oh, that is
Kinda
right. We
easy.
didn't drop a map in playoffs. We're
Yeah,
flawless.
Yeah.
the
Not
whole
a single
both
map.
seasons.
There you
The
go.
sandbagging in the regular season has paid off to come from the bottom of the bracket. to the
I mean, and that's the
championship,
thing.
so-
Y'all are an underdog story in this one, going 6-4 in the regular season.
That's
and
what
then
you think.
fight
There's
all
no
the way
way we're an
through. I mean,
underdog.
listen,
We just
y'all
didn't care
barely
during the
squeaked
You're
regular
in.
season.
you're looking at regular season, bro.
Yeah,
You
we
gotta
didn't care
look at
during
the
regular
playoff
season.
numbers.
Hey, hold
Do
on,
you-
hold on.
Listen,
Hey, hold
it's
up. Realistically, we didn't have our entire team for all but 2 maps in regular season. We had subs every week regular season.
Pretty
Mhm.
much.
Well, that
I
was our
hate Counter-Strike.
preamble to the whole stream. We said, like not the most amazing regular season for whatever reason, but y'all, every single player on your team, I think except for one, had at least improved their rating in the playoffs by like 10 points at least, right? So everyone was
Clutch.
showing up, everyone was fragging out, the clutches were up, multi kills were up, and it was just a really good showing from all of y'all. I guess we can go down the line here as well. Icarus.
What's up?
Some insane rounds you pulled out of your ass there.
Yeah,
I just want to say that
clutch that
4K
we
on
should
the
give you
top
credit
site.
for.
Also, yeah,
It made up
I
for my
just-
nuke performance, that's for sure.
that's well, you know what? You said it, not me. But yeah, there was overpass. Overpass was a hell of a lot better for you. What do you think it came down to on overpass? Were you just feeling it more? Is it the map, or
We did
what was
30
it for you?
minutes of util practice.
We knew that Overpass was their best map, so I kind of wanted to I wanted to win Overpass more than I wanted to win Nuke because I wanted to beat them on their best map. So
For sure, that's good. Okay, I love that. Stin, I would say you were like a silent hero coming into this one. You have some interesting stat lines to go with you, but I mean, unfortunately, the bottom rated player on this team, and yet there were some rounds where you managed to pull stuff out of your ass where I was just like, you know what? Like that's what you need on a championship winning team like this. Is you need a player who's maybe not, the most flashy, right? He's not going to hit, all the crazy, shusho shots, but he's going to come out with rounds. And there were great positional plays that you had all throughout the series. I mean, what do you love playing about what do you love about these guys, and what do you love playing with them? Why do you love playing with them?
Honestly, I've been playing with B-Nogs for about 10 years. So, I mean, I like playing with him because I don't really have to talk. We just kind of know what the other one's going to do without communicating. And I kind of like just, lurking around, being a little rat, and trying to set up my teammates for kills and just get the win. That's all I care about.
There you go. And it worked entirely. And I guess, Spence, we'll give the floor to you. Is there anything you want to say to these beautiful people in this VC or out in the middle of, well, the CSC world right now?
I mean, in the off season, kind of coming in, a lot of the talk was Chutang carried,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, while yes, he did have an incredible season, we knew that we had all the pieces to run it back, and then Sting kind of saying, "Hey, I'm gonna come back to CSC." We knew kind of that was gonna be our fifth. So it was all about just, going and doing what we knew we could do. And again, had a lot of subs this season, but going through playoffs, beating the 3-2 and 1 seeds all 2-0, just kind of shows that we were right all along. Like we knew we had the best team in the tier. So
There you have it. Signed, sealed, and delivered, and a trophy next to each of their names after this one. I guess, Teen Noodle, you wanna jump in here? You got any questions for these lovely folks?
No, I mean you really had it all there. I mean the fact that you guys were together for pretty much 2 seasons there. I mean, when you're down in games like that, I figure you guys can really lean on each other to just really not get flustered, and you guys definitely didn't show that. You guys kept.
Yeah, we never get flustered.
It's 100%. Never tilt.
100%. We just kind of say, well, we'll get the next one, boys. Let's go.
Never
And-
tilt, huh? Never
My-
tilt. Not even
No
once.
emotion.
Phrases is we're second half players, so
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
you can just go into the
Exactly.
game.
Well, I
No
don't even
sweat.
genuinely. We weren't tilted coming out of like the first half of the nuke game.
No,
It was like
we're-
whatever.
we did what we didn't want to do on the first half, so we had to make up for it in the second. It's just the way it goes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, unless someone's got a very specific shout out they want to give, they want to say something to the world.
I'd like to thank
Anyone?
my
I would like
mom.
to say one thing to Mr. Legend real quick.
Okay.
You better check the history because I believe Shusho is now the best CSC player in history.
Well, I mean, that's a statement. You made it, not me.
Well,
That's
he does
a
have the
statement.
100% win percentage, so
I
there's
guess
that.
so. I guess so. You can't take that away from him. But you know what we can take away from him? His voice, as we're gonna have to kick all of y'all out of this stream so I can end it up and not have Spence yell in my ear. So while
GG's,
I
Nades.
appreciate all of
Yeah.
y'all showing up, GG's, of course, to Team Flash, Supreme, and Greg, and all the rest of y'all. We appreciate you guys showing up and putting on a good show for us. 2 nice and close maps made this a wonderful one to cast. I appreciate all of y'all, and congrats on the win, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeez.
Let's
Have
go
a good
with
one,
Valorant,
guys.
boys.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Fuck this game.
Fuck this game. There you have it. Fuck this game. Fuck CSC. And Icarus gets moved out. Thank you, T-Noodle. We appreciate it. Guys, man, what a final. I love it. Prospect. I love the trash talk too. I mean, he's got no filter. He doesn't care. He's just going for it, and I love that. Respect to him. And
Hey, it's
T-Noodle.
part of the game, you know. You got to trash talk. If you ain't trash talking in good taste,
In good taste.
you're not doing it right. You know, you have it's all in good fun.
Yeah, we've had all kinds of trash talk on the stream, and that is obviously not the first or the last bit of it that you are going to hear. But with that being said, T-Noodle, is there anything you want to tell the people before we send them off to bed?
So in Challenger, we actually did end up with UPS,
Yeah.
making it to the finals.
Hands in the
beating
air.
Mastiffs with the 2-0.
Hands in the air.
And it looks like the Challenger game between the Gladiators and the Chemist are still going on.
It's
So
still going on.
Yeah, it's supposedly still going on. So that's gonna be
Holy
interesting.
moly.
That's gonna be the Challenger finals on Thursday at 9:00. Will be the A stream. The
Wow.
Premier finals will be the B stream, also on Thursday at 9:00. Just got a
Well,
good
there we
Sunday.
have it. Lots of good matches coming up. We appreciate, like I've said a million times, but I mean it more every time I say it. We appreciate all of you guys for sticking around and, spending your whatever tonight is, Tuesday evening with us. I personally, can't think of a thing I'd rather do on this evening than spend a wonderful time with my friend T-Noodle. Nah, he's over there. I had to point the wrong way. He's over there.
Yeah, there we go. Oh,
There we
shoot,
go.
I
Oh
just-
shit! There he is. Completely points the wrong way, and not more importantly, equally importantly, once again, the return of our wonderful observer Shade, who has taken a short hiatus from the observing profession, I guess, is back and did an excellent job. So Shade, a big shout out from me, and I hope all of y'all in chat can also give Shade and T-Noodle a big thumbs up, a big heart. Tell them they did a good job if you ever see them in a VC. With that being said, congrats to the Ronin on their championship. Another chip in the pocket of, Samurai. Perhaps the winningest franchise in the league at this point, I want to say, and
What?
one of the oldest.
That's their second one, right?
Prospect?
I think that's
Someone's going to have to go to
franchise's
Legends
second one.
website.
I want to say Woodwind Gang might be the biggest. What might have the most.
The winningest? Oh, maybe it is Woodwind Gang. You know what? I might have just completely fucking bold-faced lied on stream there. But you know what? It doesn't matter.
They're the winningest tonight.
They're winningest tonight. There we go. Thank you for that save. But nonetheless, I appreciate all of y'all. I'm going to look in the camera and get very serious now. Yeah, this is CSC. We always appreciate people showing up. Love you. Have a good night. Tell your mom you love her. Give her a hug. If you can't, do it to someone else. And yeah, be safe. T-Noodle, I love you, brother. I'd give you a hug if I could. Shade, I love you. Be safe, guys. We'll see you later. Have a good one.